Spot TV got TV locked.
It's the talk of New York.
Y'all know what's up.
The real talk of New York.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the top of New York.
Yeah. Check it out, Spot TV is the soul brother number one.
You're watching Spot TV.
Spot TV. Got TV on lock. This side's going down.
You're watching Spot TV. Holla at your boy, baby.
You know how it go down. Spot TV got it locked down, baby.
Well, they spot you. They got you.
All day, every day.
On Spot TV.
That's how it's going down. Holla back at your boy.
Spot TV got it on lock.
Spot TV got it on lock.
Putting it down.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. ABDUL Mukmeen. I was here in Greensboro for quite a while. I went to North Carolina A&T State University, where I got my undergraduate degree and master's degree in agricultural economics. But you all may know me better as the T-shirt man. Well, I was selling African-centered books and T-shirts in front of North Carolina A&T, on Market Street, on McConnell Road. And I'm a member of the Nation of Islam, and because of my area's degree in agricultural economics, I was asked to be the farm manager for Muhammad Farms in Georgia. So starting in 1995, and since then, I've been a farm manager for the Nation of Islam's farm in Georgia, which is 1,600 acres, and that's what I do now. People ask, so what crops do you grow at Muhammad Farms? Well, it's best to ask what crops we don't grow, but let's say what we grow. We grow watermelons, we grow sweet corn, we grow okra, we grow bell pepper, we grow hot peppers, we grow eggplant, cabbage, broccoli, spinach, potatoes. So we grow a lot of different crops, and we even send crops up here to this area, to Winston-Salem, to Greensboro, to Durham. Starting in the spring, we'll be sending some trucks up. So hopefully we get together with some people here in the mosque and study group here in Greensboro and Winston-Salem to tell them, I want to get some crop from the farm, come, send a truck up. I want to get some of the sweet watermelons. We think we've been told that we produce the sweetest watermelons that people have ever tasted. So we say all praise is due to Allah, because that's my payment. My payment is when I produce a crop or a product that people are pleased with. When people tell me, Doc, you know, that was a really good watermelon, I say, oh, praise, that's my payment. So we try to do right by you, because we know that you are us, and we want you to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, so we grow the proper food for you. I also do a lot of research on history. I mean, I love history, and right now I'm promoting the book called A Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume 2, because it tells the real story of how we got where we are here at present time in terms of our economic deficiencies. And because those who we thought were our friends were not teaching us economics, they were not teaching us business, they was leading us towards some type of integration, which, if you read the Bible, Moses did not tell his people to integrate with Pharaoh. He told them to separate, to go on your own land. So this is what we're doing in the Nation of Islam. We're just following God's instructions. If you don't get along with somebody, you just leave them alone. Don't be fighting them. Just leave them alone. So this is what we do. We just go and try to do the right thing to ourselves. And if other folks don't accept it, now, if you want some crop from the farm, you can have some crop from the farm. I don't care what your race, color, what religion you say you are. It's good food, but I'm not going to force it on you if you don't want it. So that's what we do. So any other things, sister, you'd like to talk about? So
how can we support your farm and your
activities? Well, we have what's called a 3-year economic savings program. And if you go to NOI.org, and look at the programs of the Nation of Islam, you will see Muhammad Farms and the 3-year economic savings program, which is actually the corporation that owns that farm. And so donate more money to the 3-year economic savings program so we can buy more land and equipment, because Mr. Farrakhan said we need 20 million acres of land as a people that are over 45 million. We need 20 million acres of land for us to grow our own food, because you must admit that we're dying today from what's being put in our food, because people are having heart attacks at 12 and 13 and strokes. When we were slaves, we worked all day and all night and didn't die of strokes and heart attacks. We died of old age and being lynched or burnt, but not just falling, dropping dead. So something is going on with the food. It's so bad that I just heard here in North Carolina recently, they passed a law stating that if you die from a drug, you can't sue as long as that drug was regulated by somebody on the planet. So that means that, and you've heard these commercials, and they tell you the side effects. One of the side effects of the drugs on the commercials is a fatal incident. And when I heard that, I said, wait a minute, how many fatal incidents can I take a chance with? I think that once you have one fatal incident, that's about it. So the way you can support us is by supporting that, and when the farm brings the food up, be prepared to cook the food that we bring to you. One of the problems that the black farmers have is that our people are no longer cooking. They're going to MacDef, Murder King, Kentucky Fried, okay? Or they're going and getting something the Sara Lee done made up and you heating up. If you would go back to cooking your own food, that would help us out tremendously, because then you become a market for our product. But right now, you're not cooking. And therefore, we can't sell you, because we as black farmers, we grow food, not the stuff that you eat. The stuff that you eat, we have to sell it to the white man, and he process it into something that you eat that ain't food no more. It is, in fact, killing you. It's not nourishing you. So the best way to help us is just to go back in your kitchen.
How has the recent legislation on the Black Farmers Bill, how's that effective or effective?
Okay, yesterday I was at a conference on the 12th Annual Black Land Laws Conference up in Halifax, North Carolina. And we had lawyers there talking about this new settlement agreement. I was involved. I'm the vice president of the Black Farmers and Agriculturists Association. So I've been involved with this since 1997, 98. Now, you've heard that the black farmers won a lawsuit, a settlement. You heard about Pickford 1, that started in 1999. Only 60% of the people got paid. A lot of the people not farmers, the farmers didn't get paid. They got a new settlement, Pickford 2. We just found out yesterday that they're not going to settle any of the claimants. They just opened it up recently to go into the process of you filing paperwork until all the paperwork is finished. And then they're going to divide up $1.5 billion amongst whoever is successful. So if they get 50,000, let me see, 50,000 into 1.5 million, that is $30,000 each. Now, a tractor costs at least $50,000. A small tractor with 95 horsepower. Land is $3,000 an acre. So for people who lost 100 acres or 200 acres of land, 100 acres of $3,000 is what? $300,000 just for the land, to replace the land. So even when they get it, it's not going to do anything. But now they're talking about it might take 2012. We in what, 2011? It'd be 2012 before anybody will get any money. And somebody else there said it's probably going to be 2015. So, and that money is not enough to do anything with. If they're going to do something, then give back the at least 12 million acres of land that the government has played games with the black farmers and took back after 1910, when the black farmers had bought 15 to 16 million acres of land. They were never given their 40 acres and a mule. They went out and worked hard as sharecroppers, took their money, bought the land, had 15 to 16 million acres, now only have about 2 to 3 million acres. It's been taken through technology of the U.S. government working with the Confederacy to take back the land for the Confederacy to the white folks. Now, if you really want to do something, you need to give back that 12 million acres. At $3,000 an acre, that would be $36 billion. Now, you're talking about $36 billion. Now we're talking about something. But $1.5 billion over the millions of acres of land that y'all done stole, and in the equipment that you done stole through chicanery and technology. Now you're talking about $1.5 billion to spread out over 40, 50,000 people. You know, that's just, it is absolutely ridiculous. And we found out yesterday from this white guy who was involved with the black farmer issue as a psychologist, working with some distressed black farmers, talking with the government on how much a farmer should get from his pain and suffering from working with the USDA. This was back in 1997, he was working before the lawsuit came out in 1999, and they was talking about $50,000 to $75,000 then, even before there was this lawsuit. They said, well, that's no mystery where the number came from. It's something the government already prearranged. When the black farmers went to court to fight, they didn't go to court to get that $50,000. They wanted to get back the land that was taken, or at least stop the foreclosure on the land that's there were 3,000 black farmers under foreclosure in 1999. They went there to stop the foreclosures by the USDA. They didn't go up there for no $50,000. This is something that the white lawyer, who happens to be Jewish, and the defense attorney was a white lawyer who happened to be Jewish. The prosecuting attorney for the government was a white lawyer who happened to be Jewish, and the judge was a white white judge who happened to be Jewish. So all three of these worked together and produced this idea of $50,000. And when the farmers found out about it, the farmers said no. We took 700 people up there in 1999 in March and told them, no, we don't want this. No, no, and they did it anyway.
Okay. You were talking in the lecture today about people from up north coming down south and buying land. Could you elaborate on that?
I call that the reverse Underground Railroad movement. You know, the first Underground Railroad was for us to leave the plantations and head north. But you study, we didn't stop in New York. We didn't stop in Detroit. We had to go all the way to Canada, because at that time, they didn't even want us in the north. Now, after slavery, the NAACP was set up. They began to make the northern people accept black folks coming up, because they wanted us to work in their factories. So they brought us up there. They gave us some decent jobs. In the meantime, they took our land from us. But now there's no jobs up north. So you went up north for the jobs and for the money. There ain't no more money. Now, when you retire, we set up a program to help people to find properties down south. We call it the Reverse Underground Railroad movement. So when you retire, sell your property up there and come down south. As a matter of fact, July 4th weekend at Muhammad Farms, we're having what's called our Founders Day. Now, we are going to do a tour of some properties down there, some houses and some land with a real estate agent to show the people who come what you can get with that money. And what you see, what you can get with the money that you sell your property for, or your retirement that you want to get from up there, come down there, you're going to say, oh. Now, if we get enough black folks to move into certain areas of the South and the predominantly black counties, we could basically take over legally, okay, through the political and economic system that's available to us as American citizens. We could do the proper thing according to the law and take over some states. So this is the reverse Underground Railroad movement. So, but a lot of times people are retiring and moving down south, but they go into like Atlanta. And if I was a cab driver in Atlanta, I think I would have to shoot myself, because all them houses in those suburbs look exactly alike. All the streets are exactly alike. All the houses exactly alike. No, don't go to Atlanta, don't go to Birmingham. Go to the smaller towns in the rural areas. You'd be surprised. Your mansion is waiting on you.
Well, I really thank you so much for taking out the time to talk to our viewers.
And this is Dr. Mukman, Dr. Rizla Abdul Mukman, your friend, giving a shout out to Spot TV. Thank you for having me, and make sure you continue to look at that so you can be what? On the spot.
Thanks for watching another episode of The Spot on Spot TV. Stay tuned for the next show. Keep it locked. This has been a Spot Television presentation. To view clips from the show, go online to our YouTube channel